Hello, my name is Heather Gaines and I'm the Director of the Housing Choice Voucher Program for CMHA. The purpose of this video is to walk you through the applications process. So, get your pens ready and all necessary documentation and other materials that you will need. We're here to help. Thank you. CMHA cares. Good luck.
Congratulations! You are taking this virtual eligibility session because your number was one of thousands selected from the Housing Choice Voucher HCV Program tenant-based waiting list. CMHA is funded by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. Once you go through this process and are determined eligible, you can take your voucher anywhere in the United States where there is a Housing Choice Voucher Program. To give you a better understanding of the HCV program, we will be reviewing HUD regulations and the CMHA administrative plan, which contains our program rules and the basis of everything we reference today. CMHA Affordable Housing. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is a program under the CMHA Affordable Housing umbrella, along with CMHA's Low Income Public Housing Program. The HCV program is quite different from the LIPH program. CMHA does not own, manage, or maintain HCV program property. You rent from private landlords. Therefore, the state of Ohio landlord-tenant rules prevail. Head of household. Those who were contacted by CMHA to attend this virtual group session today and whose number were chosen are now considered the head of household. And until you are housed, CMHA will recognize you as an applicant. You are considered the head of household and will choose your family composition, everyone listed on your voucher authorized to live in your home. These will be the family members listed with you on the voucher. When identifying family members, please do not leave out college students residing away. If they come home to live with you while on breaks, CMHA will consider them a family member. Minor children, if not the biological child of a female family member, will not be added without court documentation or agency documentation putting that child in either your or another family member's care. Required information and documents. All required information and documents must be submitted to CMHA with the application for your household to be reviewed and determined eligible. The following slides will help identify what is required for submission for each family member listed on your application. New admission application. Please refer to your mail-out packet as you go through the necessary steps to complete your virtual group session. Press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. The instructions below will assist you in completing your application correctly. Note: only answer questions for household members you select to list on your application. HCVP does not require any information for people who will not live in the household with you. Answer every question on the application. Do not use NA as an answer. Instead, write no or none if the question does not apply to your household. Circle yes or no if the option to do so is available. All adults 18 years and older must print, sign, and date the last page of the application. Review all forms before submission to ensure that all required documents are complete. Please review the checklist and submit all items relative to your application. Complete the first page of the application by detailing information of the head of household and spouse, if applicable. Be sure to enter your current address, including apartment number, city, state, and zip. List all applicable forms of communication, i.e. home phone, cellular, email, and alternate contact. HCVP will use all methods of communication throughout this process. Take a moment. Note, here is an example of how to complete the first page of the application. Be sure to enter all required information and answer each question before moving to the next section. And you can press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. List all additional family members on pages 2 and 3 of the application. HCVP recognizes any person that is not listed as a head of household or spouse as an additional family member. Only list family members that you wish to add to your voucher should you be determined eligible. Once all family members are listed, write none on the next space available to show that all family members have been added to the application. Take a moment. Note, here is an example of how to correctly complete pages 2 and 3 of the application. Be sure to enter all required information and answer each question before moving to the next section. Take a look back. Did you answer each question? Did you write none for all questions that do not apply? Income and assets. Indicate all applicable forms of income on pages 4 through 6 of the application. The head of household is responsible for reporting income for all family members. Circle N for any income questions that do not apply. If you or a family member receive the income type indicated in any of these questions, circle Y and complete the grid below each question. Circle Y for question number 3 only if you receive unemployment, workers' comp, disability, long or short term, or severance pay from a current or former employer. If you have already indicated receiving Social Security, SSI, or pension in questions 1 and 2, you do not need to insert that information anywhere else on the application. Take a moment. Note, here is an example of how to correctly complete pages 4 and 5 of the application. Be sure to enter all required information and answer each question before moving to the next section. Payee information. Note, the question below is located at the top of page 5. This question refers to a payee, a representative to whom benefits are paid to attend to the needs of another individual. For example, a Social Security benefit may be in the name of a person that does not live in the household with the person that it is disbursed for. If you have a payee, circle Y for this question and complete the information below. Please refer to your information packet to assist you with identifying income and assets. Contributions. HCVP defines contributions as monetary gifts provided by a source or person outside of the household. If you receive a contribution for any of the purposes indicated below, place a check mark by the item and complete the grid below. Take a moment. Here is an example of how to complete the contribution section of the application at the top of page 6. Be sure to enter all required information and answer each question before moving to the next section. And remember, press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. Self-employment. The HCV program considers any income obtained through your own business, contracted work, or miscellaneous labor, for example, landscaping, hairdresser, stylist, barber, babysitter, etc., as self-employment. Note, HCVP does not acknowledge unfiled business expenses. If the income indicated above has been filed, submit your most recent tax transcript and/or filed Schedule C form. Take a moment. Note: here is an example of how to complete the self-employment portion of the application located at the bottom of page 6. Take a look back. Did you answer each question? Did you write none for all questions that do not apply? Employment. Question number 10, page 7. List employment history for all household members. Indicate the start and end date for each job listed. Question number 11. List only current employment if applicable. Write none only if there is no employment history for anyone in the household. Note: additional documentation will be required for employment terminated within the past 90 days. Take a moment. Note: here is an example of how to correctly complete page 7 of the application. If you or a household member receive additional income from any of the sources mentioned in question number 12, circle Y and describe the income source and purpose. And again, please remember, press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. Assets. Question number 1. Detail account information for all household members. Question number 2. Indicate whether or not you or any household member has any of the assets listed. If yes, also indicate name of company. Question number 3. Indicate whether or not any household member owns a property. Question number 4. Indicate whether or not anyone outside of the home rents property from anyone in the household. If not applicable, write none. Take a moment. Note: here is an example of how to complete page 9 of the application. Question number 5. List whether or not anyone in the household has sold or disposed of any assets in the last 2 years. Question number 6. Indicate whether or not anyone in the household is jointly listed on any accounts with anyone outside of the household. Part 4. If the head of household, spouse, or co-head is 62 years of age or older, or a person with disabilities, indicate whether or not the household pays any out-of-pocket medical expenses for medical care. Take a look back. Did you answer each question? Did you write none for all questions that do not apply? Take a moment. Note: here is an example of how to complete page 10 of the application. Number 3A. Indicate whether or not anyone in the household pays out-of-pocket for childcare. Number 3B. Indicate whether or not anyone outside of the household pays childcare for minor children in the household. Number 4. Indicate whether or not anyone in the household has ever been arrested or convicted of a crime. If yes, list the name of the household member and answer whether or not the crime was drug-related or involved violence. If yes, list the charge. Write no to any question that does not apply. Take a moment. Here's an example of how to complete page 11 of the application. Every adult household member must print, sign, and date page 11 of the application. And again, Don't forget, press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. Answer every question on the application. All adults 18 years of age and older must print, sign, and date page 11 of the application. Failure to provide true and accurate information may result in denial of assistance. If someone assisted you with completing this application, please have them sign, date, and indicate their relationship to the head of household in the section located at the bottom of page 11 of the application. Background checks. Background checks will be conducted on all adult family members 18 years of age and older, including the head of household. Complete all of the highlighted fields in the background check packet. Head of household background and consent packet. The head of household must complete the background consent packet located in the mail-out correspondence. Additional adults will be mailed a packet to be completed once all documents are returned. Release of background records. To complete your housing application, every household member 18 years of age and older must sign a release for background records. Enter all required information on each form. Declaration of 214 status. Every household member must complete this form to indicate the eligibility of citizenship within the U.S. Enter all required information on each form. HUD 9886. This form is used to obtain and verify income information for all adult household members listed on the new admissions application. Every adult must sign and date this page. Enter all required information on each form. And again, remember, press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. Drug and alcohol-free household statement. This form must be completed and signed by the head of household as a statement of confirmation that no one in the household will sell, possess, or use illegal drugs in the subsidized unit. In addition, no household member will abuse alcohol or disturb the right to peaceful enjoyment of other residents. Debts owed. The HCVP checks for debts owed due to damages, evictions, skip moves, and non-payment of rent for subsidized contracts. If a household member owes a debt, HCVP will notify the family and allow 30 days to provide documentation that the debt has been satisfied. Tenant fraud. The HCVP requires the head of household to report all changes within 30 days to ensure that all information provided is true and accurate. Failure to do so may result in denial and/or termination of assistance. Important information notice. Review, sign, and date as acknowledgement of the information provided. Did you know? Review, sign, and date as acknowledgement of the information provided. And again, remember, press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. HUD 92006. The HUD 92006 form must be completed if the head of household would like the HCVP to disclose information to an additional or an emergency contact, for example, a family member, caseworker, etc. If you wish to list an additional contact, please complete the form, signed, and date. If you do not wish to list an additional contact, check the box above the signature line, sign, and date. VAWA Acknowledgement Form. The HCVP provides additional documentation in this packet regarding the Violence Against Women's Act. All adults must review, sign, and date this form as acknowledgement of the information provided. Take a look back. Did you complete all of the forms? Did you sign where asked? Did you check your packet twice? And once again, please remember to press pause at any time during this video to complete the required forms. Next steps after processing. All families deemed approved for the voucher will be contacted by the HCVP via mail within the next 30 to 45 days to attend a virtual voucher briefing. During the voucher briefing, you will receive your voucher and the following information will be covered: voucher and bedroom sizes, providing of 30-day intent to move, how to locate a unit, what paperwork to submit and how to submit paperwork once a unit has been located, owners and landlords, inspections, overall time frame for processing a move-in once submitted, reasonable accommodation committee and submitting an application, Ohio tenant and landlord laws, and fair housing rules. Important. Please read your appointment letter thoroughly and follow the instructions on how to submit your completed packet to the Housing Choice Voucher Program. Good luck with your submission!